Sound good.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dara, and I want to live in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
And this
It's
is the
Deck
Deck
the
the
Hallmark
Hallmark
podcast. Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to the Friday edition.
Friday edition. So you guys right now are somehow recording this and in Edison, New Jersey at the same time.
Yes.
Time, man.
Wow.
Listen, can I tell you something crazy?
Time's crazy.
Time's crazy.
Time is crazy.
We're here. We're stretched.
Yeah.
We got particles in the air.
Yeah.
Molecules.
If
yep.
you're listening right now and
Atoms.
you're on your way to Christmas Con, please come say hi.
Come
especially
say
to these two
hi.
guys.
Come say hi. And you know who else is going to be at Christmas Con? Dara from Dear Hallmark. Dara, hello. Merry Christmas.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you,
Fantastic.
buddy? You feeling good?
I'm tired, but I'm here.
It's a lot of movies. It's a lot of movies, Dara. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I can't even keep up. I'm only doing Hallmark Channel. Like you guys are reviewing all the other networks. And I'm just worn out just from Hallmark Channel by itself. You guys are legends. This is why you guys
Well,
are legends.
but Hallmark Movies and Mysteries is just like
It's like
one movie
9
a
others.
weekend. So
Are you not doing those? You're just doing the one channel.
I was too emotionally taxed last year. I said we got to just
Yeah.
put those down, and I'll just
That's
focus
right.
on Hallmark Channel.
They have gone even harder with the
Yeah.
feels this year on the movies and mysteries, Dara.
Yeah.
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 lots of just death.
A lot of death. Yeah.
Just a lot of
Are you
death
serious?
over on the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dead serious.
Dead
Yeah,
serious.
got him.
Nice, dude. That was
That's
great.
great.
You killed
Right
it.
there.
You killed that.
That's right.
Uh,
That's why I'm here. All right, look.
Put a nail in the coffin on that.
Dara, I
Oh
want
my
to know. You've been watching the Hallmark Channel. What are some of the ones that have been sticking out to you that you've really enjoyed this year?
You talking about the Christmas movies specifically?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Inventing the Christmas Prince is what Christmas
Hey,
Whoa.
my girl. You know what I'm talking
It's-
about. You know what I'm talking
Listen.
about.
Listen, it was everything that I needed and wanted in a Christmas
Yes.
movie. I needed some
Yes.
trees, I needed some magic, I needed some feels, I needed it was everything. It was
But
everything.
Dara,
And I would be remiss. Oh yes, Dan, did you say something? Sorry.
no, go ahead. Keep going. I don't want to stop you. Go ahead.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Ghosts of Christmas Always. So
Of course.
that was the most innovative take on a Christmas Carol I've ever seen. So that was a fun ride.
Dara, this woman this man is being tasked with finding a way for Earth to occupy Saturn's moons.
Right.
Just one of them.
That's in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
It's a real thing.
So much.
It's a real thing.
It
It's
is-
a possibility.
It is not a
On the
possibility
sixth
right
moon.
now.
It's
What about
And
it?
he's doing it from the same building in Scranton where they filmed The Office.
no.
Like they are literally like,
They have a telescope on the roof.
I mean, it's Boost Satellite Global. That's not even a good mobile phone company. And they're going to Saturn.
Uh-huh.
But he brought the.
She's
brought
like, tell
the-
me more.
But he showed up in the horse and
Yeah,
in
the-
the horse
yeah.
and carriage, and he had the crown and the tiara.
Thank you. Did you not cry at the end?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
bowling,
No.
bowling, Dara.
Oh, I
Like,
hate
all
it.
of it. Just the Nile River just came down. I'm like, how can you not?
This is why Dara and I are friends, and
Yeah.
I'm not friends with either. of you.
Brandon was
I
very
liked it.
Brandon was very high on Inventing the Christmas
That
Prince.
ending I thought was the best ending of a movie this season.
Oh,
I
you
think
guys
maybe
have
still,
lost your
But
mind.
the rest of the movie, it was okay. The
Saturn's
Are you
moons, people.
six
Did you
moons.
not
Saturn's
Yes.
moons. The dude, his pants and jacket didn't even, they weren't even all white. It was like white jacket and like cream colored pants. Like he just couldn't even just get him a pair of pleated Dockers out there. Like I'm sorry, it
He
was
busy
bad.
getting
That
a
movie was-
horse.
That movie was terrible. Yeah, no, he wasn't busy. Apparently, the guy that works as a rocket engineer has assistants that also know how to ride horses. Like that movie was
Dara,
absurd.
don't let him get to
People
you.
have
Just
hobbies
ignore
outside of work, Dan. They could be equestrians. You don't know.
Equestrian.
Yeah, not everybody can just sit at home and hate life, Dan. Not
Have
everybody's just a
hobbies.
monster. Some people like to have fun. Some people like to ride horses.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, we can agree to disagree. I still love you, Dara.
I just can't.
That one hit home for me. That was it for me.
I will say I've seen a lot of lists, and I think Dara and I are the only ones that I know of that are as high on that movie as
That's
we
right.
are. But
Yeah.
I'm in good company at least.
That's right.
At least.
Listen, I stand by it. 10 toes deep. I stand by it. So,
Dara, real quick, you were at the Rama drama. You did the whole thing with the three wise men, and then the fabled thing. How was that weekend? We didn't get to go up there, and so now I'm just going to live vicariously through you. What was the highlights?
everything. So Friday night was the holiday gala where we got to see the screening of A Fabled Holiday. Everyone was
The
dressed to the nines.
gala.
Oh, the gala. Excuse me.
The
That's
gala.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Everyone was dressed to like the 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s with their gowns and their tuxes and their suits. And it was really nice, had good food. And we got to mix and mingle with everybody and take pictures. And then Saturday was like a Christmas pajama party, basically. And we got to see a re-airing of Three Wise Men and a Baby. But someone had the idea to give Tyler Hines a remote and a laser pointer. And he was pausing the movie in between scenes and giving commentary on certain scenes, him and Campbell, and we got to live stream Andrew in from where he was, and he commented on some things as well. And also Tyler hooked up his phone and showed us like videos and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. It was wild and it happened so fast, but it was a dream. It really
The whole thing was like 24 hours, right? You're in, you're out. Boom.
Yeah, it was Friday night and then Saturday morning into the afternoon. So
Okay.
Wow, so less than 24 hours. Wow.
We were very sad that we couldn't.
Yeah,
make
we were
it.
sad we
were
couldn't
very
make
sad,
it,
but we're
for
so
sure.
excited to see you at Christmas Con. It's going to be so much fun, and we're so happy that you are here to talk about the Undercover Holiday with us.
Mhm.
Undercover Holiday. It originally aired on December 4th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. Jalen's a fresh new pop star who is crushing it. She's telling her manager Benny, Benny, you here, buddy?
There's another character named Benny.
Benny, how are you, buddy?
Okay, I've been better.
What's
Let's
wrong?
All in on all lights.
No.
All lights?
So hear me out on the decorations. It's just lights.
What do you mean it's just
On
like
the floor, everywhere. No tree, no stockings, just lights.
that's not bad? Who's upset with that?
Me.
You're upset with
I'm
it.
upset that no one likes it.
Who doesn't like it?
No one. They want trees and stockings and gifts, and I just said lights, lights, lights.
All right. You got a job?
Yeah.
What's the job?
I just lit my fire just now.
All right. Love you, Benny.
Love you.
And Benny is like, no, you cannot sing your songs in English and Spanish. Who do you think you are? But Benny is like, we'll get there, I promise. Benny is getting Jalen to the car through mobs of fans, mobs of paparazzi. And when they get to her house, it seems like someone got onto her property and left flowers. So Benny says, we need to hire you a bodyguard, and he's going to go with you everywhere, including to your home of Squirrel Hollow.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good name. So Jalen's family is a lot. That's something you need to know about them. And when they find out that someone broke onto her property, they're not having it. Before leaving, she's singing some Christmas songs in Spanish. Come on, Benny. Keep up. When she hears a crash outside. So Jalen grabs her rolling pin and goes outside to try to attack the intruder, gets him from behind, and then the hunk is there. And it turns out it's not a bad person. It's just a new bodyguard. Matt. Hey, Matt. I cannot express to you how much of a hunk Matt is. Matt is like all of the guys we've seen so far this year rolled into one guy. Jalen and Matt immediately don't see eye to eye because he's like, I've got a job to do. And she's just like, I don't need you to be here. They get to her parents' house. And when they ask who Matt is, she just blurts out, my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. And Matt is not pleased with this idea of lying. It's not in his DNA to lie. And he's also not happy when he finds out that the family doesn't lock their doors. Jalen and Matt immediately go to a bar for karaoke and to meet up with her high school rival, Lorelai. They quickly bond. They sing some Christmas karaoke medley of songs. Then a glass shatters and Matt dives and rushes Jalen out of the bar. And she's like, you can't just do that. Someone just dropped a glass. It's not a big deal. And he's like, I'm here to keep you safe. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm Matt. And it's at this point that he's like, maybe we should just send a replacement. I'm out of here, basically. At this point, the argument is interrupted by Jalen's ex-boyfriend, Eddie. And Eddie is surprised to find out that she has a boyfriend. And it's like, I feel like I would have known that, but oh well. And Jalen's also like nervous when Eddie is around. Matt and Jalen leave. They're walking and they agree that they're just going to keep this thing going because she wants to keep her family happy and he doesn't want to look bad for losing a job on the first day. The next day, Jalen's brother finds a rose, a kiss from a rose on the steps with a love note on her steps. And he's very nervous by this, what is going on here, but decides not to tell her. At the party, Eddie comes up and basically is like, hey, I love you. I'm sorry that didn't work out, but I'm still ready to give this a shot. And our guy, Matt, is just kind of like walking around, like listening to the whole thing. She goes to practice for the tour, and she and Matt end up salsa dancing. Afterwards, they're walking around town. They spy a paparazzi in the bushes. The next day, they all go and they make tamales together. They start dancing. Matt starts to enjoy himself. Can you believe that?
No.
No. She's really struggling with feeling like she's not being her authentic self by not using both Spanish and English in the music. Benny's still not having it. Matt encourages her to just go for it, to be brave. Later, they're walking down the streets. They're talking about what's going to happen after the assignment is over, and they end up kissing real good ones right on the streets. Paparazzi wasn't around.
No.
I was surprised by that.
I was surprised by that as well. The town has a Christmas tree lighting for the ages, and Jalen pushes the button. She then asks her old friend Lorelai to join her on stage for the lighting, which is great. And then she takes off her jacket and she sings "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" in English and in Spanish.
Wow. Both and
people are recording it, Dan.
What?
People are live
You
streaming.
think it's going to go virus?
Yes. I think it's going to go virus. After the performance, Eddie starts to approach the stage, hand in pockets.
Hand in pockets.
Hand in pockets.
One
What's
hand.
he
One
in
hand.
multiple
No,
pockets?
one hand in one pocket.
Okay.
We're in the pocket. And
Suspicious.
Eddie is like, hey. And that's Matt's sign to tackle him. And Eddie's like, hey, man, I was just trying to say congratulations and also give her another poem. And so he's like, sorry, man, sorry. And then she gets a call, and good news, Benny was wrong.
Oh,
Benny calls and says, you know what? You were right the whole time. This whole English and Spanish thing actually is a big hit.
Went virus.
The internet loves it. It's gone virus. And so that's great.
Antibiotics.
So the brother is, if I,
Antibiotics don't help a viral
Yeah,
infection.
I-
Brian, what are you doing?
so Matt walks in and says, hey, brother of the girl I like, whose name I know. Guess what? Eddie was the guy who was sending letters. Can you believe this guy?
I can't.
Wow.
And it's
actually.
at this point that she overheard this and gets mad because she didn't know that he kept leaving letters on the steps. They were keeping it from her. And she's like, you're no better than my family. You don't think I can handle myself. blah, 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 getting really upset about this. Jalen is mad, and then she admits that he's not her boyfriend, and the family's really upset about that. All of that good stuff. Lorelai and then Jalen have a conversation, and they make plans to be friends. And Matt and Hector make an apology, and Matt shows up in Wiseman garb from earlier in the movie, and is like, "Hey, sorry for not saying that I trust you and for keeping this from you and all that good stuff." Comes in, they share Christmas together, they kiss, and that, my friends, was an undercover holiday. Feliz Navidad.
We did it.
Yep.
They sing it in the movie a lot.
An undercover holiday Feliz Navidad.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on
Deck
the
the
Hallmark.
It's really good, guys.
Top 10.
I don't think we've done it 10 times.
We're back, everybody. We're talking about an undercover holiday, Feliz Navidad, and it's time to start with the hot take. Let's share exactly how we felt about this movie. And I will start with you, Brian, out of tradition and loyalty to the middle
In
chair.
that order.
What did you think about an undercover holiday?
You know, I hate to be that guy who comes
Uh-oh.
out on the side of big record label, but she probably signed a contract that said something about the type of music she would have to sing and who has a say in the type of music she's going to sing and how many records she has to record before she gets to choose her own songs. Maybe you shouldn't have signed up for a singing competition and signed the agreement.
Wow.
You want to follow the
snap.
contract.
Since when are you anti-creative?
I'm not anti.
That's what it sounds like.
The whole
Brian,
time,
do you want to be our
I'm
new
just-
accountant? Good
dressed
gosh.
like it. I'm just thinking the whole time you definitely signed a contract for whatever competition you did. You got to read the contract. Whatever you sign, you have to abide by. So her chirping at the guy the whole time about wanting to do her own music is just like, it's moot. Like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we know you want
It's
to do
mute.
It's not.
moot.
It's
It's
moot.
a moot point.
It moots.
Nice though, Brad. It is also muted. Like mute. Yeah. Like
Chord.
she
It's gone virus.
It's called
some
virus.
antibiotics. So that was just in the back of my mind the whole time. I'm like, you have no power in this situation. Like, you signed a contract.
I can't believe you're doing this right
You're
now.
gonna
It just-
be on the side of.
They
You're
don't
worse
need
than
me.
Benny.
They don't
You're
need-
worse than Benny.
Yes.
Why? You guys are on her side.
Yes.
She's
Sometimes
signed a
contracts
contract.
are predatory and manipulative and deserve to be ripped up, Brian.
They don't go to a singing competition that's going to
deep.
give you a platform.
Mm,
Come on,
I can't.
Brian. You're
Unfortunately,
better
it's
than
a
this. You're better
little-
than this, or are you?
I am all about the creatives, but like, do it on your own then. Don't. Jump
I
on
saw
a
Brian stealing toys from Toys for Tots yesterday.
Wow.
They're just there in a box. They're just sitting there.
It's all coming clear what that red tin in your office is.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Just the quote
Yeah.
toy
That's
donation.
right. That's right.
Drive.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
And I just want to throw a thank you out there to Straight Talk Wireless for supporting
Yeah.
True Lighting
Yeah, yeah.
and the tour.
Yeah.
I feel bad
In
that they
fact,
didn't get their money's
if you
worth.
go there and enter a promo code, you
Yeah.
probably could save some money.
I'm sure
Do
you
we have
could.
a promo
Yeah.
code. Product placement is that.
So you
promo
didn't
code.
like
That
it?
had me.
It was
Yeah,
okay
Harry.
for me. It's in the lower portion
Bottom.
of my list of movies, my ratings, Saber ranks.
Mm-hmm.
It was not for me
All right.
so much.
Dara.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's bring it back to reality here. What did you think about this movie?
I just have one word, and it's no. I didn't like anything about this. It didn't do anything for me. It took one of my favorite tropes, fake dating, and
Yeah,
it
the
just
fake
wasted
relationship.
it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasted it. This was a waste of a fake dating trope. I don't even think the movie needed it. I was getting nothing, no witty banter, nothing. The ending was cringe. The songs were cringe. I physically hurt by the end of this, and I want my money back. That's all I'm
Wow.
saying. I want a refund because I feel like the leading lady, she has some spunk. She has some like effervescence, if you will. Like, I would like to see her in another movie. I just feel like everything was just, the ingredients didn't come together right. The science of it all didn't mesh, and it came out as something completely different than probably what they intended it to be. And it was a no for me, dog. So Brand, Brand.
Come on.
So
This is your company,
Brand.
Dara. You and him liked
Oh,
inventing the Christmas
no.
Prince. I'm just letting you know.
Listen, I ride for my homie, but Brand.
So I really like this movie. I really thought I really liked it, and I laughed a good bit. I don't know. Maybe I was in a funny mood. I don't know, guys. I had a really good time watching this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Dan can attest; he was with me, and I was loving every second of it. Dan at one point said it's not that funny to me. Well, I was
trying to calm down.
I said it's not that funny.
Just cackling at
That
something.
dude sat on the lower third of the pull-out sofa, and you'd have thought Bram was watching like some old Laurel and Hardy, like Who's on First over there. Like he's just watching the original like strains of comedy. Like, is that Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton? Oh my god!
Yeah, no, they don't hold a candle to these in this movie. This movie is comedy gold. Comedy gold. I don't know. I had a good time. Sorry, everybody.
It's not any kind of gold, Bram. It's not.
That hurts.
Gold.
That hurts.
The best way I can tell you, like I can describe this movie is about a singer where no one in this movie has the gift of singing. No one. It's real bad out there, gang. It is the most menial, meaningless fake dating movie I've ever seen. So the point of the fake relationship is to get through a situation that would be helped by two people acting as though they're a couple, whether that's a hard Christmas with the family or some sort of business proposal, or you're writing an article about how to lose a guy in 10 days. Whatever it is, there's a reason for a fake relationship. This movie, my first thing I wrote down was, but why? Why does the fake relationship even happen? It makes things more complicated for her to call this guy her boyfriend. And it from that point forward, the music is bad, the singing is bad, and the trope is bad. And so it just never stands a chance. And so it's for that reason that in my list, it's right next to Inventing the Christmas Prince. So
Wait a minute! Don't do that to my heart, Dan. Don't do that to my heart. Oh my God.
This movie's real bad.
What's higher?
Right now, this is higher, but I think after listening to the four of us, it's going to be moved down to lower. But it's right next to it. Wow. It is, to be fair.
Inventing the Christmas Prince is still higher for me, Dara.
It's my number one, and I'm taking it to the bank.
Wow, number one.
It is.
Let's get to the feels. Let's talk about one of this movie gave us feels. Brian, any big record business deals feels for you?
No.
When the corporation crushed the man, that was awesome.
The second the ink dried,
when an independent artist lost her voice,
that
was fantastic.
Any of the world needs more billionaire feels for you?
Just work harder is. So, no, I said my piece on big record. Big labels, big music, and we can move on.
Independent music should be dead. Everyone should have to go through Spotify and have a label. They should have to have a label to be on Spotify. That's what you're saying.
No. So I'm on Spotify with an independent band.
Ooh, can you please leave that band out so everyone can take a look at it?
No. It's actually harder to find than you would think.
Okay. But if you gave us the name, we'd all be able to find it.
The band name is Session, but if you search for Session,
that's not a good.
It's not a
that's
good.
Bad name for the SEO.
You have to find go by like a song
lot
name.
Of sessions.
So if you search for like 2 Cents Short by Session, you'll find what should be $1 million song.
$1 million
Phenomenal
song. 2 Cents Short.
Just never got there.
By Session.
That's right. Still waiting on the record label to come screw us over with a deal.
We would play it, but there's all kinds of copyright laws.
But I did have so when he
Well, that's the thing. We're on Philo, and they have a thing where you have to clear the music, and we have to clear it with the record label. And
I give permission.
Oh,
So
wow.
I looked up 2 cents
Da-da-da.
short by session and did not find it.
Are you serious?
Is it session with a C or
No,
it's with
no.
an S?
Just SCSSION.
Yeah, no,
Not
I got
finding it, huh? All right.
I got nothing.
Boy,
I'm-
maybe we were taken off for some reason after my comments about record labels.
yeah, I've got nothing on here.
Independent- That's strange. So look into that later.
Yeah. Great.
It might
Do you have any
been-
feels?
Yeah, I do. So when he mentioned plotting, planning, and executing, I almost stood up at attention because I'm like, that is exactly what you need to do. If you have something you want to do, you have to have a plan. Like that made that I love that. And then random, not related to anything in this movie, but it just reminded me of something that I love. Here we go. You found it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wait till this chorus hits.
All right, let's not get to the chorus,
we're gonna
though.
get there,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Random and related. So I love versions of "Oh Holy Night" that are sung out of key and badly, not on purpose, but when people think they're doing a good job and they are killing it in the worst way. I love that almost more than I like when somebody nails it, like
Wow.
Tina McBride or somebody really doing it right. That is always funny to me. And like I said, not related to anything in this movie. Just wanted to mention that.
Dara,
Yes, sir.
any feels for you?
I had one. I had big
Okay.
cozy family feels during the tamalada scene when they were making the tamaladas and they were singing. I thought that was and I never tasted one. I didn't know like what they were. So I'm grateful we got to learn a little bit about what they were and now I want one and yeah, those are my feels.
You guys know this about me. I love a good product placement. They're amazing. They used to be so much more egregious than they are now, which
Well,
is
until
really
we
something.
get to this movie.
This though was something I have never seen before. Someone could let me know if I'm missing it, but I've never seen a product held up by an actor and given a pitch for it in the middle of a movie. They literally said, like, we want to thank the sponsor of this, Straight Talk Wireless, for sponsoring this night. And that was
Yes, that's impressive.
There was a big and bold product placement, and I loved it. I loved it. More of that, please, because it made me happy. It made me giggle, and I love a good giggle.
It should have been Straight Talk Wireless presents Undercover Holiday.
It should have been.
It should have
Pretty
just
much.
been that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Search My Heart found nothing here. There's just no world where there were any feels to be had. And unfortunately, every time we have any sort of like Latinx family, it's always a tamale scene. Always. It's like no other, like tamales are just Mexico, but it's like you could be from Spain and they make tamales. So because we've done Lifetime and all these, even that scene didn't work for me. And I just was like, this wasn't great at all. So
tamaladas are tamales.
That was the way I understood it, because doesn't he say that? Doesn't Stephen Hazar's character say tamales later in the movie?
Oh, I'm zoned out.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
probably missed that. Okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine. No. It's good. Like the first 6 times I saw one of those scenes, I was like, this is awesome. But I didn't even have it there. So unfortunately,
No,
I got nothing.
Let's take one more quick break, and we'll come back and we will break this down just a little bit more with the way what's in the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark on WTVR, the
Straight Talk
Ranger.
Wireless.
Welcome back to Deck the Hallmark. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope that you are watching us on Philo TV. You can watch this movie on there as well.
The one button ad skip is just
forget about it. Philo. The P in Philo stands for forget about it. Let's get to the wait what. Let's start with you, Brian. We're gonna just keep on going. Gonna just keep going past what I just said.
Sure, absolutely.
Brian, anyway, what's for you, buddy?
So the bodyguard walks into a bar and orders just a beer.
Nailed it.
That's a great callback.
Thank you.
That's just for our super fans
That's
out there.
right.
Man, that is over a year old.
I don't even get
But
the
I
reference.
love
From
what?
this chair.
Dude,
that
Panda was
line.
Panda
like,
did it?
like every one of these movies, somebody goes up and just orders a beer, and Panda one night didn't have any Wait What's and was like,
That's
can
funny.
you believe this guy? He just ordered a beer.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was good. Nicely done.
Rest
Nicely
in peace.
done. Rest in peace.
I know.
Look out. Yeah, he's getting up there, but I think he's still with
He's
us.
still around.
I visited him in the
Oh
home
my
last
God.
week. He was doing good. He's good. I
Oh my
played a little
God.
game of checkers with him. It was fun.
He wiped the
He
drool
wants
off
to, he
his
wants
cheek.
to pick up pickleball, but he's not sure if he
He's
can
not
hang with
sure.
those youngins.
Yeah.
He should try. There was another behind the back tree lighting in this movie. Did you catch that?
What?
We just had this happen.
Oh yeah, well, there were so
yeah.
many trees.
Yeah.
It
They
was
all
im-
had to spin around real
yeah,
quick.
it was impossible to
Yeah.
get all of them, but they're all facing away from the tree that's
Yes.
being lit.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's better that way.
Yeah. It's a big reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The TV show host, when at the very beginning, when he brings her out to sing her song, he comes as close to kissing her on the lips as a kiss on the cheek can get. He is. I took a picture. He is right there.
Well, let me see the picture.
I'll show you the picture.
All right, fair enough.
I'll do it. Let me do these.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
do
allow that.
When she was coming out of the TV station, there was a crowd of adoring fans and also a 35 to 40-year-old ish guy dressed in all black that looked like he was ready to kidnap her
Yes.
for about $1 billion in Bitcoin.
They $1 billion in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They populate this movie with creepy individuals throughout it that add up to nothing.
Nothing,
Like,
Dan. Nothing.
There is in the Christmas tree lighting scene, there's a guy who may be 7 feet tall who's wearing a trench coat and a ponytail and a hat, like an Indiana Jones hat, and you don't even get a line from him. And it's just like, what if we put enough creepy people in here to make you think something's going on, only for there to be nothing going on,
Mhm.
is what happens here.
Yeah. So that was really funny. I'll just do two more here real quick. If she was so famous, like
She's not.
just pop on live like you did the other day and doing a little Christmas tune.
Uh-huh.
Do your music on Instagram Live, on any platform, your social platform. Just start playing your music. Like, what are you waiting for?
Pretty
for the label?
straightforward.
Well, that's what Benny's saying that she shouldn't do, though. Benny says we got to wait.
But
Gotta
she
wait.
can't
her
sing a
own stuff.
Christmas
But
carol?
that's why the Christmas show was such a big deal. The fact that she is going
She's not
against what
supposed to do
Benny's
that.
telling. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not supposed to do that.
I just think you just got to do it. If you're gonna,
All right,
you get-
Mister.
yeah.
You can't have it
Okay,
both
you
ways,
can't
Brian.
like it, man.
You can't be like
Be the
obey
machine
the
and the
contract.
rebel.
Under the feet.
Unless it says it in the
Big
contract, don't
music,
go
and then
live.
say do what you want.
Gosh, Brian.
In the note, this is the last one. In the notebook he gave her at the end, it says plot, plan, and execute on the inside,
Yeah.
and there's just no Oxford comma there, and I was
Oh
disappointed.
man,
Disappointed.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's Brian.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Dara, anyway, what's for you?
My biggest wait what is the ex-boyfriend. Why? He's
Yes.
a bum. That scene when they were in the house and he's trying to have a moment with Jalen and then he fends off. At this point, he knows that that's her boyfriend. So you have the audacity to have an intimate conversation with someone who's in a relationship, trying to woo her back, but yet going to tell him, "Can you give us a minute?" No, you're trying to win the girl back, and then going to tell him to stay over there, and he's floating around like a hawk in the sky. And I'm just like, who are you? He was a bum, and I didn't like him, and it was not like it was so anticlimactic when he was revealed as the spoiler alert as the guy who was leaving the notes or whatever. I didn't care at
Eddie.
the end. Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie, why? And then Lorelai, they had this like undercurrent of jealousy betwixt her and Jalen. Didn't need it, didn't care, didn't want it. And I just want my money back. That's kind of where
Yeah.
my heart belongs.
Fair. I get it.
Fair.
I like the energy Dara's bringing today. I love it.
I want my Dara. I want my Dara.
Dara
back.
and Dan are
I want
starting
my
a side
Dara.
podcast.
Yeah, my
Dara and I are starting a side podcast
Yeah.
where it's just all trash and snark
I don't
all
want
the
any
time.
part of that.
It's
I don't want any
called
part
I
of
want. It's called I want my money back. That's what the podcast is called.
That's a great
Boom,
podcast.
there
He
it is.
named it for us.
Yeah.
We're done. Let's go.
that. All right.
That's a good name.
When Matt goes to her house for the first time and like checks it out, one of the first things he says is that none of the deadbolts work. which is alarming.
Problem.
Alarming. That a
Yes.
house that big doesn't have any working deadbolts.
Mm.
I don't know how deadbolts stop working. They're
Yeah.
like, that's kind of like the thing about them. It's like they're not like you can't like get through them, but also none of them work. That seems like worrisome about the rest of the house. They say to Matt, the family does, if we knew you were coming, we would have been more prepared. And like, I don't know, like what could they have done differently besides like get a better couch?
Get a bed ready, like get something
Yeah,
ready for
shift the
him.
bedrooms around. Maybe.
Shift it. Do
We
a
would have gotten
shifty.
that comedic gold that was
Right.
Stephen Hazar sitting on the bottom third of a pull-out sofa.
Yes,
Brand's still laughing about it.
I am.
That exercise bed morning routine.
Yes.
There.
One time we all shared a sweet hotel room and there were 2 beds and 1 pull-out sofa, and Panda and I made Brand take the pull-out sofa, and like he ended up just taking the cushions of the couch and sleeping on the floor because it was more comfortable
It was
than
more
sleeping
comfortable.
on the sofa bed.
It's true. It's true. That did happen.
At least you can laugh about it now.
I
Not laughing.
I wasn't
Oh,
there.
wait. There's still some
It is
healing.
what it is. That's the life of luxury that we've chosen.
That's right.
Dan explained this to me that a looky-loo is a term, but I didn't know it, and it made me laugh because they see fans and it's like enough of those looky-loos, and I just thought that was very funny. It made me laugh quite a bit. And also shout out to Straight Talk Wireless. Dan?
This woman is not famous at all. I'm sorry. I know they tell me that she's famous, but I have 3 tweens and 1 photographer hiding behind a 2-foot tall bush that states otherwise. Look, if you have 3 people that are excited to see you, it is more work to ignore them than it is to go out and hang out with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Like for her to be like, sorry, like her brother to be like, we can't deal with the fans right now. And it's
The looky-loos.
3
Yeah, the
people
looky-loos.
with like a combined age of 38 that like, I'm sorry. Like it's more work to just be awful and not go out there. And then if you're a paparazzi, the cool thing about being a paparazzi, not much, but one of them is if you're in a public place, you don't have to hide to take pictures. Why is this guy behind a bush that covers up half of his body? Like it is the most senseless use of paparazzi. Like just be out on the sidewalk. That's where you're allowed to be. Why are you trying to hide? But clearly no one cares. They bring in a dance choreographer, and that scene is embarrassing for all involved. You've choreographed a few things, Dara, correct? Am I not? Am I wrong there? Yeah. So that scene was a tough watch. Yeah. Go ahead. You got anything to say?
No. It physically hurts to relive. So just please.
That's right.
By all means.
She just wants her money back.
He comes in and he's teaching her how to dance, and she's like, no, it's just got to be my style. And then she basically is like, it's got to have a, and then she does like it's like a hips don't lie situation. And he goes, okay, I got you. And then he walks over to a boombox and radio and says, let me find that song. You're not going to find it there, sport. You're not going to find it over there. If you go to a boombox and radio, you're at the mercy of the cassette tapes, CDs, and radio. You don't have any other options. He's like, there's not a catalog. There's nothing over there that you're going to find to help in this situation. It was brutal. That scene was real, real hard to watch. I couldn't deal with that scene. I think my favorite thing here, though, is the brother who is consistently like a step ahead and getting these, we're going to call them poems, but it's like 3 words written by a kindergartner. It's like, love you forever.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he, like, they're left throughout the movie like a stalker or a child would leave them. And he says, why is this person going to all this trouble not to sign these? Listen here, you dummy, dumb. First of all, it's less trouble to not sign them.
True.
First of all, it's less trouble. And second of all, that's the whole point of this bit is not so you don't know who it is. That's why. Can I help you a little bit here? That was brutal. That was a very, like, the dude is writing them without, like, he's just gripping the marker like this is all I can figure.
Yeah.
And then the brother's like, why wouldn't he even sign them?
Doing all this, I just love that because it just felt so clear that he was going to say, "Why is he going to all this trouble to like
to hide
these.
No. Why is he going through all this trouble not to sign them?
Yeah.
Less trouble, my man. And also, that was funnier than any pratfall or bit of physical comedy in this movie.
Wow,
Sure.
Dan and I are on the same wavelength, man.
That's right. Yeah. I want my money back.
Time for What the Hallmark? Any questions that we still had that we'd like some answers to? Brian?
I had two.
Okay.
One, back to the dance routine there. When they were rehearsing in the community center, I don't know if we've established that they were basically in a community center room where people could just walk by, not a secretive studio at all. Matt spun her. He did this great spin, and he spun her away from him. And the choreographer, she almost bounced into the choreographer, and he was like, "Whoa, hey!" And I just had a laugh. Like I thought it would be way funnier. Why didn't they do this? Have her spin into the choreographer, and he falls back into the tree. And I just had a good laugh about that. And I wish that they did that. I know it doesn't.
What the Hallmark
fit.
is man, I wish they'd have done this scene.
I thought that would have been so funny
Yeah.
at that moment, but they didn't do that. And the only other question I had is when at the very beginning, she comes out to sing, and she's at the TV station, and I thought to myself, does that host, does he have a microphone in his pocket? And then he pulls out the microphone from his pocket and hands it to her. And
Just
I'm out
keeping a microphone in his pocket.
Yes, he
just
did
like
have
that.
a microphone in his
Sure
pocket.
did
So
have
that
a
was
microphone.
answer my question.
Why wouldn't you? That's
Why
a
wouldn't
good
you?
idea. Dara?
Yeah, so I need you guys to help me because I zoned out like the last 3 minutes. Is he still a security guard? Is he still her
Oh.
bodyguard, or what's going on
That's a
with
good
that?
question.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that question
I
at
don't
all.
I don't think could
Also,
he be
they
if they're
never.
together? I don't-
Okay, I wasn't sure
My
if they
question
actually
was
resolved
more-
it or not.
Yeah, my question was more: was he ever a security guard?
Right.
I don't know
Oh.
if anyone in this movie knows what a security guard
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
From what I understand, security guards stand a requisite 100 feet away and tackle the nearest person they think is going to pose a threat. I guess it was a mess, but they did not answer that at the end.
Okay, then that's my only What the Hallmark.
Yeah,
So you guys know that I love this movie. And it doesn't.
Brand.
it's airtight. It's airtight.
Brand.
Okay, so we are now faced with the reality that Eddie flew
This
to
is mine.
Yeah.
flew to LA,
Yeah.
Broke into her house.
broke into her house,
That's right.
and left the note
Yep.
and didn't sign it.
Yeah.
My problem with that is a lot.
So many things.
But my biggest problem with it is the fact that in this case, he's going to a lot of trouble to not sign it.
That's right. Yes.
In
yes,
this case, you are doing a lot of work to leave it up to I'll let her figure it out. Because here's the thing. Later on in the movie, they ask, like, why aren't you signing them? And he says it's because I didn't want you to get mad. Like, I didn't want you to be on my case, Matt. No,
Right.
you haven't been signing them since the beginning, since before you even knew that Matt existed.
That's right.
You flew to Los Angeles, broke into her house, and left a note and didn't sign it. Eddie,
You better preach. You better preach.
Eddie, in that specific case, you went to a lot of
Eddie,
trouble
Eddie.
not to sign it.
And here-
In that
Mhm.
specific case.
That was also
Mhm.
mine, and I just want to add on to it, piggyback just a little bit here. He also says that she knows my handwriting.
That part, Dan,
Yes.
talk about it.
Come on, I don't like. First of all, if that was the case, then why did you have to write 6 notes of varying levels of literacy? Like, why did you need? Why did you need? Like, why did we need this? If she knows your handwriting, then she knows you broke in. We don't need the bodyguard or anything.
Yep.
If that's true, then the whole movie doesn't need to take place. She can just be
Man.
like, oh, this is Crazy Eddie. Let me give him one call. We'll straighten this out, make sure Crazy Eddie understands it's done. So clearly she doesn't know his handwriting, but this guy is smart enough to break into a mansion to leave that note, but
Cross country.
cross country, but not bright enough to put together that what he's doing doesn't make sense back in the hometown. It's a marvel. It's a marvel that this movie exists.
Can I ask
Aside from
another
that, though, it's
question?
airtight.
Please
Yes,
do.
Dara.
Where is Squirrel Hollow? Was that ever established?
No, not
somewhere
really.
in-
So maybe it's not a far.
Yeah, it might not
Away.
be that far.
Maybe I might not have to fly.
yeah, still,
Although
it
they're in
was
LA and
definitely
they get
more
to
trouble.
Squirrel Hollow and there's snow. So
Yeah, it's got to be at
There's
least a
some
few
type
hours.
of yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
some
again,
sort
I
of
zoned
travel.
out, so I wanted to make sure. I
No.
didn't miss
I don't think you missed anything.
anything. Okay.
Uh, We did, everybody. Congratulations. Dara, tell everybody about how they can find you on the internet machine and follow along with what you're doing.
Yeah, so my podcast and YouTube channel is called Dear Hallmark. I'm on YouTube. I'm on anywhere your ear takes in podcasts. And then on the social media train, I am on Instagram and Facebook at Dear Hallmark.
Boom.
Fantastic.
Boom. Thank you, Dara.
A joy as
so
always.
So happy to have you on this year. It was fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
And to everybody else, hopefully see you at Christmas Con this weekend. Come and say hi. We will miraculously be back tomorrow with a Dr. Life from Uncorked back in this studio, which
It's
it seems
wild
like a
how
lot
that
of
works.
work.
Yeah.
You're not going
we
to want to miss that one.
We went to a lot of work.
It's like the Eddie of
was
podcasts.
the Eddie of
Right.
podcast.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
That's right.
Where we're reviewing the Mario Lopez joints from this year's Lifetime crop. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.